Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I will be speaking about very special, very rare, unique for our times alignment on the sky, evolving the slow planets Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, and even more, even Venus and even the moon, and need to be emphasized, like activated, we can say, even by the first appearance of the moon of tomorrow, 25th of August. I will give you astrological explanations, more technical explanations towards the second part, towards the end actually of this video. But first I want to speak about what to expect from this harmonious alignment on the sky, which will be really activated tomorrow and which you already feel. Now, first of all, where to start from? Last year, and I will place link under this video to this video which I made last year. I made a video which was inspired by a friend who asked me, so what, Krasi, are we going to be able to make money under these astrological conditions, which are very, some are very challenging? And then she inspired me, Nora, thank you one more time for that. She inspired me to make research. And my research was based on the work of contemporary, amazing Russian historian Andrei Ilyich Fursov. So I've been following his work for a very long time. And this time I just took notes of the historical dates which he listed from our past, but also from our future, based on the history, what he predicted for the future. I found the astrological responses to his historical events, and this was very interesting. It was a long research I did, and look at the video. Maybe most of you saw it. Let it be as a reminder for you, because it has to do with what is taking place today. So very briefly, to summarize very briefly, the video was long and took me quite some time to make the research. Let me tell you briefly what is it about. So, Fursov mentioned key historical events which actually are about changes of social systems. We do have change in our social system which is taking place already, and this change was replacing the capitalistic world with the post-capitalistic world, which you see now, because we don't live anymore in the very typical capitalistic society. You will agree with me. And this change started with the conjunction Saturn-Pluto in 2021 and 2020, and also Jupiter-Saturn conjunction also in 2020, which was marking the Great Awakening, because you will agree with me, no, not even one person on earth is the same. Like we have the period, the world before 2020 and the world after. This is due to these amazing aspects on the sky. And of course the era and many other factors, but I spoke a lot about this in my video. Now I will not speak about this so much. But coming to what is happening now, I am bringing you back a little bit also to this previous research which I made. So the change of the social system started, and you see this and we experience this every day, and everything is so intensified and it's happening so quickly, and the astrological reasons are there. So Fursov is saying that we live in post-capitalistic society, and we are eventually entering the dark 16th centuries, difficult times of difficult economy and so. And this is very possible. Watch my video, I explain to you why. So what we see happening indeed after this system, the current system is really collapsing before our eyes, and you see this. We see this will continue to happen. But more interestingly, it is marked by harmonious aspect on the sky. And here I don't want to be very technical, because some of you really don't like it, but just a little bit I will mention. On the sky, we have harmonious aspect, sextile, between Pluto, Saturn and Neptune, and these are slow planets. So very much influencing the whole reality, very much influencing each one of us, but the results they give are not happening overnight. Then you have harmonious aspect between Saturn and Neptune to Uranus, and the aspect is exact to a degree, which is very rare, very unique. They form harmonious bisextile, double sextile. And it's not only that. We continue. Uranus is forming harmonious aspect to Venus, also to a degree. And then the first appearance of the moon is also happening in the same degree. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing sextiles on the sky, which is 2 trines. And these amazing sextiles on the sky involve the slow planets which are beyond Saturn. They are slow. They always have impact on the collective, and the impact is like this: changing social system, changing regimes fall, new come. This is what they do, and it is happening now, but more in benefit of the people. Before, it was very heavy because Saturn, Pluto, they met, and you see collapses of the systems. You see how ugly all this is happening, like very not really polished, not even like coated with sugar coated. You know, it was happening before our eyes with the ugly truth as it is, just collapse of regimes. You see how all of us people are so disappointed. There is not even one country on earth, the people to say we are very pleased with our regime, we are very pleased with the rulership. This is because of what is happening. We see now the truth. The regimes are shown to us how they look, how much they are not really, they even hate the people, how much they work against the people. So, and we see this, and every one of us, every single person knows that. So saying this and seeing how the system slowly is being exposed more and more and in is collapsing, now we come to this amazing alignment, which will show to me, I may not be very exact, because it is not easy to be exact when you have such major configuration involving slow planets. We can be exact, for example, if you see a specific, let's say, primary direction or specific progressed planet, then you can say, oh, on this and this, in this month, this will happen to you. But now this is very global because it involves the slow planets. So I will also bring you back to just event of 3-4 days ago. 3-4 days ago, like I mentioned in my last 3-4-5 videos, I remind this to you because it is beneficial for everyone to connect with the sky, to observe the stars like the ancients did. The ancients did it because they had knowledge. They knew how important it is to connect with the sky. Therefore, I was inviting you and reminding you of welcoming the first appearance, the first visibility of the star Sirius, because this star was observed by most ancient cultures, most of them. Even if you read the old books of Fraser, for example, who was researching cultures, magic, the rituals, you will see how devoted they were to Sirius, especially the day when he's becoming visible for the first time. And in my culture, we call this the Divine New Year, the God's New Year. And people all over the world come here very high in the mountains, in the 7 river lakes, to welcome the star. But this year, something different happened, which is significant. And it's not significant for my country, it is significant for the world. Because look what happened. I mentioned also this very briefly. I will tell you a little bit more about that. The Riva Mountain is a high mountain, and people, some people climb it, most go with the lift because it's really high. It's very symbolic and very sacred. We have 7 lakes there, 7 lakes, which are supposed to be very pure. We are not allowed spiritually even. It is not advisable to enter the lake, to wash yourself in the lake. It is not good. It is considered really sinful. So sacred are the lakes, 7 river lakes. Every lake has a name of an organ from the human body. It's not without a reason. It is because these 7 river lakes are responsible for the organ system of the planet. So when something is happening up there in the top mountain river, it doesn't have impact only on my country. It has impact on all the world, on China, on Pakistan, on Guatemala. Everywhere will be felt. This is for sure. Doesn't matter the distance. So this is very symbolic, and we know this, and from hundreds of years people know and welcome Sirius there. And people also know, because this is not being practiced so much in now in our contemporary life, busy life, in the contemporary cultures, people from all over the world came and go up and watch the sky and observe Sirius, and not only. So there was a beautiful thing which happened, which was that Sirius rose for the first time with Jupiter and Venus, with the 2 great benefics, which is what? When Sirius is rising, the belief from hundreds of years, and it's not something that I came up with now, we have the knowledge that on this very day, they're called adepts or high spirits, make their assembly in the mountain there, on the lakes, to decide the destiny of our world, and it is happening on this very day. So we are waiting silently to see what will the weather be, what will be the first color of Sirius when Sirius will show up. So it is a very, very sacred and very important day for the planet. So every year, already for hundreds of years, people would be able to welcome Sirius. The weather would be good, no rains. But this time, guess what? The weather was cold, frosty rain. There was there was really a fog, cold rain. In the middle of the summer, when around us we have really hot days of 33 to 36 to 40 degrees, people were with their jackets. It was very cold, it was very windy, the weather was terrible. Terrible weather can never mean good. Could be that these high spirits were really angry at what is happening on Earth. Of course, we wish that they would participate a little bit more, that they will help people a little bit more. But as you know, we, with our silence sometimes, with our lack of maybe reaction or being not proactive enough, we experience the reality as it is. You know, with standing these pseudo leaders or elites which are annoying for everyone on Earth. That's why I say it so openly, because I know you all agree with me. So the weather was bad, really bad. I didn't go on the river mountain because I don't like the mass events. So I welcomed Sirius in my garden. I have very good vision. I could see the sky because it was also dark. It was very good environment. We also had a little bit of rain afterwards. So for the world, this means we will have turbulences. This is for sure. The day after, I also welcomed Sirius. The weather was beautiful. I had very good feeling. I managed to consecrate the Sirius talismans, which I made. So it was really very good. I keep waking up early and welcoming Sirius, and it's all very good. But of course, we need to consider the first appearance of Sirius happened in a difficult environment, and I connect this with the amazing, rare, like I say, alignment which is happening now with the first appearance of Sirius. Why? Because there will be difficulties, but the day after, the sky was smiling easily. I could see the star, I welcomed the star, and it was all very good. So it will not be extremely difficult, but we will have some challenges. This event now on the sky is harmonious. It shows what it shows. I perceive it this way, I will tell you. Yes, there is change of the social system. Yes, the social system will not bring easier economy, easier finances, not. Because they managed to crumble, to totally to destroy the industrial world, all over the world, by the way, to destroy the middle class people all over the world. And you know this, I'm not saying anything new. But yes, the social system is collapsing before our eyes, and we live in something which is after the known social system. Where are we heading to? We are heading to eventually difficult times, which indeed Fursev described, and I support it astrologically. But is it actually going to be so scary? No, because the sky gives us hope. This great 4 harmonious aspect, starting with Pluto, starting with what is Pluto? Divine truth. Pluto is very severe on us when we are not truthful, when we lie. So this is harmonious, what is happening. Then Saturn to Uranus are in sextile. Can you imagine? Saturn, Neptune, Uranus in sextile, usually they are enemies. You know the story how Saturn castrated Uranus. They are father and son in the mythological stories, but they are not. And now they're not even enemies. So to me, this may slowly bring, yes, what is decided for the world, but somehow it will be in our benefit, in the benefit of our great awakening, like really great, of our consciousness. Because you see, I'm starting with Sirius. I brought you back to these Saturn-Pluto conjunctions. See, we cannot speak solely of one event which is happening today. There's so many things are involved on the sky in astrology. So many. It is hard really to say, to give attention only to one event, because this would be wrong. But when you have this peaceful arrangement on the sky, then we would think that yes, the plan, I don't like the word agenda, the plan of the cosmos, because what above, so below, the microcosmos is a part of the macrocosmos. These are hermetical principles which you see in every area of our lives. So the harmony on the sky showing this would take place, what is meant to happen, entering new social system will take place, but this is for the good of people and for the uplifting of our consciousness. I don't like always when people speak about spirituality, it is always vague and there is no specific prediction, because it's very, oh, you are spiritual. It is too vague, and there is no specific word to say about the future. It is so and not also, because the change, as you see, is happening. It will continue. It will evolve because of Uranus in Taurus, the change of the financial systems. But somehow it is like supported by the spirit world, and it is somehow happening for good because the aspect is good. So I believe, will not be able to avoid these challenging changes in our reality. But you have to understand, and I'm trying to understand, that it is for good. It may not be very easy, because like I told you also previously, Uranus in Taurus means change in the social system. It is also so sad that I predicted this in previous many videos with Uranus in Taurus. They are destroying the cattle, they're killing cows, they're killing without any reason, just to be able to control people. This is happening, makes me so sad. But eventually, the good and we people will win, because for somehow from divine perspective, for the good of our souls, for the good of our evolution, spiritual, this is maybe good. I hate to say it, but it is maybe for the good. So all these bad things which we see and we cannot swallow, I cannot, because I have my small farm, I have chickens, a garden, and when I see how they destroy the cattle of my neighbors, how they destroy for fake reasoning, they say there is disease on the sheep and on the cows and they destroy. This is, for me, for my soul, is devastating. Also because of the great level of injustice. But this will lead to actually something good. Maybe more people will wake, maybe suddenly we will say no to this. And more people say no to this. And we have the blessing of the spirit world with this major trine. And the moon is involved in the trine, and in the mundane astrology, guess who is the moon? The people. The people. This is the moon. So, great event. Very rare. I don't have historical twin to this event. To say, oh, in the 16th century, same alignment took place and this led to this or that. I can't, because I couldn't find. But I tell you, the sky is harmonious and this will support us somehow. And maybe it's even supporting really people to overpower the system. And to make the transition from, the word transition also annoys me tremendously, but maybe the moving into this next social system to make it more harmonious. So this is the theme. Of course, financially, this event is not so benevolent, because still the square between Saturn and Jupiter is there, and so, but it is important because it involves the most important, even these are even the principles of the pentagram, of the divine pentagram. You have the divine truth of Pluto. You have the divine love of Neptune, divine wisdom of Uranus, and you have the other principles represented by the other planets. So it is beautiful, and we have to be very positive, and we have to believe in ourselves and not support. I don't mean that we have to go and fight the system, but as much as we can not support the system with our awakening, with our disagreement, if you want, with not participating in their game, like if you want buying their products, or we really have to need to, with knowing what is happening now, I believe need to be more, have more self-esteem, like as people, as humans. In addition, also another thing I want to tell you, what was my conclusion when I made this historical video, historical analysis of Furs and also myself. We are entering new cycle, yes. This cycle already started with Neptune, Saturn conjunction. Very spiritual cycle, very. It's our choice whether we stay in the area of fears and worries, which Neptune, Saturn can easily mean for you, or to be very connected with the fine energies of the planet, with the natural sciences, to be very spiritual, very balanced. So my conclusion that was, and maybe is that when entering this new cycle, a new system, it will not be easy, but with expertise in any area, expert in whatever you feel you are, because everyone is good at something. When you become an expert, you will always find your place under the sun. You will always be well. When you're an expert, no one else can be you. No one else can take away your talent. So become experts, and it's never late. Experts, it's never late. It's never late. Uranus era, because we are at the entrance of the era of Uranus, of Aquarius, is about being unique. is about having expertise in something. Expertise you can get. You need to know what you're good at. And astrology is here for that. Astrology, you know, I mentioned this maybe previously, I don't remember. When my son was very small, and I didn't know, because I know the Bogumils, the Bulgarian Bogumils, the ones that are dear to God, how they would educate their children. They wouldn't send their children to follow the classes on average, mathematics, history, chemistry, because this is not meant for just for everybody. They would seek and see the talent of their child. If the child is good at drawing or has talent in, let's say, in herbalism or in healing, they would work on the talent. They would try to help the child to develop the unique talent it has. So when my son was very small, and I wouldn't be able to see his talent, so I consulted his chart, even though it's forbidden. After, we can see the horoscope of children only when they reach 5. So I remember seeing that he would have his talent in art. And he was very small. I immediately found teacher, and we started working. And he is amazing. He's not grown up. He's still in school, but he shows talent in what I saw in his horoscope. I discovered his talent very early, and I supported the talent earlier. As early as you can, the better. So I supported his talent when he was very small, and the results are amazing. So, and I saw this in his astrological chart. That's why astrology is beyond amazing. Even Bein Saduno is saying, all of you need to be astrologers so that you can influence your incarnations, plan your next incarnation. Can you imagine? So, develop talent, discover your talent actually, and work on it, become expert in something. And then the system can never cause you damage, never. So this is what it is. I even saw Economist. The guy was pure economist. I don't watch financial or economy channels because I don't like it, but somehow this appeared on my telephone, and I listened, and he said the same. He said, and he supported my thoughts and my words, that the future is of the people who are experts in their area, whichever area. You can be good at any area, at anything in life, anything which is belonging to our reality. So all the best, ladies and gentlemen. Discover your talents, develop your talents, have self-esteem as a human being, and watch the sky. And don't forget that even though the omen was bad, Sirius and the adepts which gathered for us showed us bad weather. The day after, the weather was good, very nice, very shiny. So always when there is after night, always the sun is shining after all. So smile. All the best. Bye bye.